Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone. Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson, and this is Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm sure you join us each and every Tuesday, so welcome in, friends and family. We are only 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks away from college football. Believe it or not, we are a matter of days away from actual college football. There is going to be college football Saturday, this Saturday, the 24th. High school football gets underway Friday. Just good grief. I mean, a mere 4 days from now. So this is getting real. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the games. Luke will be covering a game, doing a game. I guess one of the Champions Challenge games.
I think it's called the Kickoff Classic now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the Champions Challenge thing sort of went the way of the dodo because initially the thought was pit two teams that won the state championship against each other.
Right.
The problem is you usually lose a lot of people, from the championship season to the next, and it led to a lot of blowouts. But yeah, it's going to be Carver against Vestavia. I think the Vestavia coach has already had the Twitter quote of the week when he said, look, I look over there at Carver. They got one dude going to Bama, one dude going to Texas A&M, one dude going to Florida, and we got a bunch of guys that are going to be Phi Gams over at Samford is what I think he said. It's to that effect, and that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And also quite accurate. But Vestavia is, look, they're always good. They're incredibly talented and well coached. They always have been. And so they will certainly put up a big fight. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top of that one because I think they're both 7A now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And I even already misspoke. Actually, high school football starts Thursday night.
It does start Thursday night. I know that you're going to have Fair Hope and
There's
Spanish Fort playing.
Non-Champions Challenge game. I believe they call it the Kickoff Classic now, from what I understand. Reeltown and T.R. Miller.
Okay.
From Crampton Bowl. So
yeah, that's right. That is there's they do one on Thursday, one on Friday, and so that'll be an interesting game too. Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll break down some of those games. We'll talk about the actual college football games going on this weekend. One, not in this country. Little sneak peek there, but we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll continue our SEC preview. That will be on Mississippi State. That'll be the Ole Miss Rebels, and maybe even, if we have time, the Texas Longhorns.
I've just been turned down by the Texas
Never
Longhorns.
mind. We will not be doing the Texas.
It was late notice.
Yeah.
We were trying to reach out to Locked On Longhorns from the Locked On Network, and he just texted me back and said, hey, look, I'm not going to be home until tomorrow. So hey, look, we'll just have to imagine.
We could always push it to next week. That's
Yeah, let's push it to
we've
next
still got
week.
one more week till so.
That was
that's
a big
fine.
whoop.
That's all right. We'll do that next week. But we do have Ole Miss, hopefully, and Mississippi State this week, and we'll talk about them. And we'll finish up finally, at long last, the greatest alt-rock song of the '90s. Who will it be?
I think you mispronounced mercifully. But yes, I think that I have my winner picked out.
Okay. I think I do as well. And to be perfectly honest, it goes against what I originally thought. But
The whole thing has gone against what we originally thought. But, that's how the NCAA tournament sometimes is. It gets wonky, man.
this is true. And we'll announce the champion from the fan vote as well. I sent that out earlier, but for those of you that don't do the Facebook, we will unveil that as well tonight. So a lot to talk about, a lot to get to, and if we have time, predicting the 12-team playoff before the first game begins.
Saw another playoff prediction from ESPN today. They've released theirs. I've seen about, oh gosh, which camera I'm on here?
Yeah, I had to
I've seen about 9 to 10 of them, and all of them pretty much have the same. Georgia's in there, Ohio State's in there. I'd say I've only seen one without Alabama in there. Utah is usually the Big 12 winner. I've seen Florida State, but I've seen NC State and Clemson. ESPN had one today where Georgia's 1 and Alabama and Ole Miss were 8 and 9, and Texas was 5. What's interesting about all that, okay, if it is Georgia and Georgia winning it all, Georgia at the 1 seed, winning the SEC, obviously, because you have to win the SEC.
You have to win your champion, yeah.
So Georgia will have played Texas, Bama, and Ole Miss on the road. Now, you can look at this few way. Did Georgia win all those games? And who did they beat in the rematch? Because they would have had to have beaten, most likely, one of those 3 teams. Really, there's no other way to. They had to beat one of those 3 teams to make it to the SEC, to win the SEC, because anybody else they would have played, like let's say if they thought Missouri was going to kick butt, then Missouri would also be in the playoffs, and they weren't. So my point is, let's pretend like they had Alabama, Georgia. It would have been Bama, Georgia in Tuscaloosa, Bama, Georgia in Atlanta, and then if Bama wins at Ole Miss, which is what this setup was, it'd be Bama, Georgia again. I don't think they're going to set it up like that. I mean, the committee can say all they want to, hey, we just put them where we think they are. If that's what they do, that's stupid to me. I mean, because if your the first ever first round playoff games we've ever had, and this was something else that was interesting about them, it was Boise State at Texas. Nobody, okay, we get it. Texas essentially gets a bye, right? It was Bama, Ole Miss. Well, we see Bama, Ole Miss every year. We didn't this year, regular season, but we see them every year just about. The other one was Oregon and another Big Ten team, Michigan. I think it was Michigan. No, Penn State. Oregon, Penn State. 2 Big Ten teams playing each other. And then it was Miami, Notre Dame. Miami, ACC, Alabama, ACC Annex. Not Alabama, Notre Dame, ACC Annex.
Well, you're the one that, and rightly so, has talked about how this is going to NFLify college football.
Exactly.
This is exactly what you see in the NFL. You see rematches all the time.
And I don't want to see, I just don't want to see anybody play somebody 3 times in 1 year. God forbid Alabama and Auburn never played 3 times in 1 year. We never want to see that. And in fact, I'll tell you this.
People could handle that. I don't know if I could handle that.
I'm going to tell you what, I don't think we could handle it on 2 fronts, short term and long term. Short term because it would drive us all insane. No matter what happened, if you go 0-3, 1-2, 2-1, 3-0, something's going nuts.
Yeah.
Trees are getting killed. Something's happening, right? But long term, how does it not just completely dumb down the rivalry? Because frankly, again, I've said this 1,000 times. I'm not trying to get on my soapbox again. I've accepted the fact that we have this playoff. I've accepted it. I'm embracing it. I want to have fun with it. But I didn't want to do it at the to sacrifice the Iron Bowl. And if you're telling me, think about NFL rivalries. They love to talk about the Giants and the Cowboys or something. When the Giants and the Cowboys play 3 times in a year, you're sort of like, I've seen this. Now, NFL fans may tell you they love it. They may tell you it's awesome. But what they probably can't tell you is who won the regular season matchups, because it only matters what you did in the playoffs.
Sure.
And see, for the Iron Bowl, I think I speak for you here, we can remember some of the best Iron Bowls are the ones that didn't mean anything. Now, not all of them, but some of the best ones were awesome Iron Bowls that had 2 teams that were, they were not bad, but they weren't awesome.
Well, Auburn got a little bit of a precursor of this, a kind of a taste of this, kind of 2017. You're like, hey, we beat Georgia. Yeah, beat their brains in. Georgia's like, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we won the SEC title. So that's what they remember.
That was enough. To me, a rematch is enough. One rematch is enough. Okay, I can live with it if it happens because you can't avoid it. But you're telling me we got to watch somebody play each other 3 times? Again, that's where ESPN.
We'll see. We'll see if that happens.
But my point is this. If ESPN, and again, this is all arbitrary. If ESPN had just said, okay, instead of making Ole Miss the 8 seed, Notre Dame's the 8 seed, and now you go Bama at Notre Dame, and you go Ole Miss, Miami. Okay, all of a sudden now, this thing looks sexier to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you got it. Obviously, you got a committee voting on it. You got a committee that's college football people. You got former coaches. I don't know who else on the committee. I I should have probably looked that up. But, I mean, these people know they're not dumb. So they're going to look at it and they're going to say, not publicly, they're going to still put the party line out there, but they're going to look at it behind closed doors because nobody's going to. No, I mean, everybody gets upset, but nobody ever gets any answers about, well, what did they actually think? Well, they thought that it doesn't, that all garbage. They get down there and say, you know, what would be the best? And then they're going to vote that way.
But again, to take it even a step further, I think it was 11 seed Penn State at Oregon, if I remember right. So let's take Miami, put them at the 11, okay? Because now I want to mention, I don't want a Big Ten game in the first round either, like two Big Ten teams, which is what they are now.
Yeah.
So then it would be Penn State at the 6th seed, or excuse me, I would swap. This would be Miami at Oregon, which Mario Cristobal at Oregon, holy cow. That's great.
Yeah.
The 10 versus the 7 would be Penn State at Ole Miss. Oh, my God. Penn State has to come to the Grove? That's fantastic. And the 8-9 is Bama at Notre Dame, arguably the two most tradition-rich programs in the country. I mean, that is beautiful. Now, that we can all live with. But the way they had it listed, Bama going to Oxford, I know it's the first-round playoff game. I'm down with that. That's fine. But we've done it a gazillion times.
Yeah. And, you know, just looking at it, I'm reminded of the rules that, you know, top 5 conference, highest rated top 5 conference champions. Any conference. They were not just talking about, you know, major conference.
But you know what they mean.
Look, I mean, will it ever work out that some team outside the Power 4 is in that top 4? Probably, but it's possible. I mean, you're throwing a bone out there to say, okay, just because you win the conference of a ACC, you may not be in the top 5.
I mean, the only way I could see it happening is if the winner of the conference had like 3 losses. I wish you had gone to break so I didn't have to sneeze. I was trying to hold it and I couldn't. And that was what that long pause was for. I was like, for the love of God, he did the light thing and everything. Go to break.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Why don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or at Montgomery 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow. Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We're brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and cooling needs. Actually, very pleasant today. Like an 89 high.
Let me tell you.
That is a cold front at this time.
Honest to God, like, you know how I hate. I can't believe you didn't hate it. Because you love it to be scorching, sweltering.
I am aware how weak you are, yes.
But you know I hate how hot it is. Like, it just, and especially now that I'm older and I got to wear like knee braces and things occasionally. I might have a torn meniscus.
Oh,
and,
wow.
So I've got to get it seen about, and it's just a thing.
Is there copper in that thing?
I don't know. I think I've worn all the copper out. I think it's just really there for aesthetics. But anyway, I drive from Birmingham to Alex City for work every day, and I leave about 5 in the morning. And God, I was thinking, I just want to. We have a little outside area that's got a little couch. I was like, I just want to go back on that couch and go to sleep. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like when it's 68, 67 outside, that's what I want it to be inside. But outside, you get the fresh air, you get the whole kit and caboodle. The mosquitoes are gone. It's awesome. Like I rode all the way down here with the windows down versus having the AC blasting at 5 in the morning. Because usually when I leave, it's like muggy and it's just beating down on you. It's awful.
It is, but it was pleasant today.
Today was.
That was the theme, right, when we started.
Well, no, I'm trying to keep it pleasant. Yeah,
Sunshine Heating and Air. Give Kevin Keel and his crew a call. 256-825-4849. All right, we were talking a little bit about high school football this segment. So, Reeltown at versus TR Miller at Crampton Bowl. That one on Thursday night as well. Corner at Winfield. That's a big-time matchup early in the season. How about Ramsey and Parker?
Oof.
Right out of the gate,
Oof.
Ramsey at Parker.
Like it. I mean, Parker's got some dudes. They obviously have Naheem Alford, who top prospect in the state, is committed to Ohio State right now. Great player. They got somebody to transfer in recently whose name escapes me, but Parker's going to be hot to trot again.
Yeah. And then Friday, we got Carver and Vestavia Hills, as you mentioned. That one at Crampton Bowl as well. Luke will be calling that game. That Carver's a whole different animal this year, right?
Well, it's okay. So they have Turbo Rogers there, Anthony Rogers, who's been sort of a.
This is a combined school.
Carver?
Or no.
I do believe
they
I believe they absorbed a school. I can't remember which one necessarily. But
wasn't Sidney Lanier, was it?
Gosh, why'd you ask me?
I don't
know.
Brett gets on to me for asking questions I don't know the answer to. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of with you.
Of asking
Like,
a question
talk about it off air, and we'll figure it out, and then we sound smart. See,
we don't want to fool anybody.
We want to be genuine as possible. But Carver's got a kid named Turbo Rogers committed to Alabama right now, but who knows what's going to happen. Alabama just got a commitment from the number 1 running back in the country today, so you don't know how that'll affect him. But this kid has been a star since like 8th grade, and he went to IMG Academy last year, so he didn't really play a ton because IMG's got running backs on running backs on running backs. I think he also may have dealt with an injury last year, so he transfers back to Carver, and or actually back to, I think he may have been at Pike Road initially. I'm trying to remember, but he transfers back to the Montgomery area, and he's at Carver. And Carver also has another kid that's committed to Texas A&M. I want to say another kid committed to Florida, but I know it's another SEC school. I can't remember. And yeah, they got dudes, and so I'm anxious to see how Turbo Rogers does because he's listed about 5'8", sort of a scat back kind of guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing.
Blazing fast.
I mean, you don't get the nickname Turbo. You either get the nickname Turbo for one of two reasons. You are really fast or you are really slow.
Right.
And it's sarcastic.
True. Locally, Opelika reviving an old rivalry. Opelika at Benjamin Russell to kick off.
Love that game.
Very interesting.
A lot of people are going to be watching Sedarian
Malik
Morgan.
Autry, big time.
Yeah.
Committed to Auburn. Going to be on that defensive line.
Boy, Brett and Randy are going to have fun calling that one. I mean, you got Malik Autry for Opelika and then Sedarian Morgan for BRHS, who is listed as the top wide receiver in the 2026 class right now. Big, tall, strong, fast kid with great hands. So yeah, that one's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And look, I think Opelika probably has more horses, but it's at Benjamin Russell. I mean, and don't discount them because, I mean, Benjamin Russell's, they're really on the come up. I
won
believe
10 games last year. You know, can they, I don't, you know, the quarterback situation's we'll see. That's the new element into the team. Central Clay is at Handley. Good grief, right out of the gate.
Well, that is the beauty of high school football generally, right? I mean, that you only have 10 games. You're going to have most of them are going to probably be pretty good.
Both of those teams won 10. I think Handley may have won 11, or it was like 10-1 and 10-2.
Yeah, that's two good programs, and so that one will certainly be a lot of fun too.
Elmore County's at Dadeville. Kyle Caldwell, coach now at Elmore County,
and
played at Dadeville.
Brian from Elmore County,
kind of a legend.
He will be
kind of a legend from Dadeville, actually. But yeah, and Brian from Elmore County, I'm sure that he will be amongst them.
Where is Brian from Elmore County?
He's MIA kind of. I don't know. Probably fishing somewhere. For
practicing his punting. Maybe last time I saw on Facebook.
Maybe so. Sylacauga at Central Coosa. Sylacauga coming off two or three of the worst seasons ever. I think they went like two and a half seasons maybe without winning a game. They did win a game last year.
Been a little bit of disarray.
Yeah.
So
we'll see if they can turn things around.
It really is strange that Sylacauga can't get it turned around, though. You got to think Sylacauga's got a lot of dudes.
I would think, yeah, that is surprising. Tallahassee is at Montgomery Academy. Childersburg is at Fayetteville, and Sachs opens at Horseshoe Bend. So we'll see what happens, but a great opening weekend, Thursday, Friday of high school football, and this is just a taste, some local flavor around here. But wherever you are in your local neighborhood, I'm sure, let us know. Give us a call, 256-234-6221.
Highs and lows for Friday, around in this area at least, 88 and 66. You know, if you're lucky, your game will hang around until it gets back to 66. Probably be like in the mid-70s or something, but you can still live with that.
That'd be nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and take another break. Hopefully, when we come back, we'll be joined by David Murray covering the Mississippi State Bulldogs with 24/7 Sports. More to come right after this.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion. Show your determination. Display your drive and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Luke Robinson here with you. Thank you so much. Got a little feedback here in the studio, so thank you so much.
There we go.
We're going to go to the phone line and welcome in a special guest, Mr. David Murray with 24/7 Sports, covering the Mississippi State Bulldogs. David, how you doing this evening?
I'm pretty well. We had our first practice of the new week. Jeff Levy put them on the field. They scrimmaged this past Saturday, gave them a day or so off. They're back to work. But also, starting tomorrow, they're back to classes. So we get to interview players after Wednesday's morning session, and then camp shuts down for media access until next Monday. So anything I'm going to figure about this team, I better do it quick tomorrow.
Well, what have you figured out so far? I mean, it seems like this whole team is shrouded in mystery right now.
They're going to score. Defense is still got some athleticism, but still some question marks as far as how it'll hold up under certain types of offenses. And the kicking game is getting a heck of a lot of emphasis in all sorts of aspects, which is, in and of itself, is pretty standard stuff, except the attention to detail that Jeff Levy and his staff are putting into it, to me, and this is just me speaking, implies a level of attention to all details that they're taking to this entire training camp. I use an example. Last week, they had a Friday walkthrough practice. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but here's the thing. You're only allowed so many actual practice days. NCAA still exists, and they still minimize your practice schedule. And I mentioned this to Jeff Levy after Saturday's press conference. I said, I used the word, you invested a priceless practice day in your team showing up at the locker room, getting their stuff, getting on the bus, going to the stadium, unpacking, getting dressed, getting ready to play, all those things. And said, instead of practicing, you did all this stuff. He said, you have to do that kind of stuff because you don't want to get to your first game weekend or your second or your third and have things get out of control or things overlooked. I simply offer that as reminding that I'm going to keep using the phrase, it's attention to detail that may be the biggest thing Jeff Levy has brought to this preseason that I've noticed.
So it sounds like he's impressed you so far. Do you feel like things are going better than when he was first hired, maybe exceeding your expectations, or do you feel like I'm not sure where this thing is going?
I definitely feel he has a plan. Everything they do is planned. I go back as far as spring recruiting. They also had morning practices all spring camp, and I'll tell you, when guys are used to practicing in the afternoons and they're told you're going to be in the building at 7, you're going to practice, you're going to finish it up, then you're going to attend to your classwork. On top of that, it's a level of organization, but also a attention getter to structure them in the direction he wants to go. As I said, attention to detail, attention to effort, consistency, all those things. So he impressed me with that. Plus, he just absolutely impressed me with the focus he and his staff put into recruiting in spring. And it's going to take a year or so for it to fully show up. But the time they spent with players, the number of prospects and families who came to every practice in spring, that you're able to track them in March and April is a big deal. That's when he really started to impress me. Then we get to watch the spring game. And as I say, this offense is going to score points. The defense is going to be athletic and aggressive. And the kicking game is going to make some plays happen. So now how that translates into wins, only the season is going to show. But I just like the general trends I see in all aspects of the program.
Okay, so, there's been a lot of talk of this year about some of the schedules. They've been interesting. One thing, I think Mississippi State may have gotten the short end of the stick in a lot of ways. Number one, their rivalries with Alabama and LSU aren't taking place this year. I mean, the one with Alabama makes no sense with me, considering they're the two closest geographically in the whole conference. I just feel like that game should take place. But regardless, and the LSU-Mississippi State game has been entertaining for a while. But then you look at the rest of the SEC schedule, throw out the Arizona State game. By the way, my son goes to Arizona State, so he'll be at that game covering it. I know he's going to be excited. But you got Florida at home. I think that can be a win. But then at Texas, at a bye, at Georgia, Texas A&M, Arkansas at home, at Tennessee, Missouri, who's in the top 10, and at Ole Miss. That's a brutal conference schedule.
Well, not only that, but you're playing, I believe, of your last 8 opponents, 6 of them are in the current top 25s. This is an absolutely backloaded schedule. So the first order of business is start fast. You've got to, obviously, you should beat Eastern Kentucky. Just look good doing it. Then Arizona State is going to be more of a checkmate game than I actually thought it would be originally, doing a little research on the Sun Devils. Now, State's going to play it smart on that one, whereas 2 years ago when Mike Leach took them to Arizona, they went on Friday and then immediately turned around and played Saturday night. They're going out on Thursday, and you're having a whole day to get acclimated, then play on Saturday. So I think that's a very smart play by Levy. Come back, take care of Toledo, and then you have the swing game, Florida. If this team can beat Florida, and I think Florida's going to be an improved team this year. I know a lot of people are writing them off already. I just expect them to be better this season. If State wins that game, they will beat Arkansas, and they're going to beat UMass, so they'll be bowl eligible. If they lose to Florida, it gets the road to bowl eligibility gets really tough at that point. So to me, that's going to be the checkpoint game. But again, that's the 4th game of the season. Here I am talking about that many deep into the schedule, when I guarantee all Jeff Levy and his squad is talking about right now is getting things together for Eastern Kentucky. And by the way, he's told us all camp he was not going to set a depth chart until probably the middle of this week. So there's still a lot of competition for jobs going on, certainly for second-team jobs. And so he's going to switch over to that. Now they start the serious game planning on Thursday, I believe. They'll start shifting tomorrow, but I think it really gets going Thursday. And then you just wrap up what's gone to camp and get them ready to play and have them hopefully healthy and ready to go. If anybody's not fully healthy, you hold them out of Eastern Kentucky and just get them ready for Arizona State.
The Mike Leach era, Mike was absolutely known for the air raid, and that offense was what it was. Then the Zach Arnett experiment just didn't work, but he tried to go completely opposite of what it was. Will the Jeff Levy offense, is it just going to mimic the Mike Leach because he's kind of from that tree, or has he kind of developed his own style?
He's got his own style, and he does have air raid elements in his offense, but the run element and the quarterback intentional run element is much more pronounced in this offense. Now, Blake Shapen is not going to carry the ball 15 times a game, if at all possible, depending on what the defensive pressure is like. But they're going to mix the run in much more. They've got a stable of running backs. I think they've got 4 quality running backs. Nobody has truly separated themselves as one absolute do-it-all type back, but they've got 4 guys now with the summer edition of Davon Booth that they can plug and play in all sorts of run block, run the ball, pass block, all sorts of situations like that. They have choices, and receiver as well. This offense will be more balanced in the terms of play calling. Mike Leach always regarded balance as balance of results. Of course, it never was result balance. It was always passing oriented. But that was his idea. Jeff Levy is going to be more about mixing and matching the play calls to keep defenses guessing as best he can. And to do that means playing at a high-tempo offense, which I think this offensive line, I think that's going to be the surprise of this team. I was really, really, really concerned back in December what the front line would be like in the first year. All of the transfers they brought in, 3 of them are in the starting lineup. Another one's your top backup. They have plugged and played that offensive line together immediately. The chemistry has been great. They're good to talk to. They're fun to talk to. And Blake Shapen has nothing but good things to say for the guys blocking him. So I think the offense is going to be in good shape this year.
Very quickly, before we let you get out here, just a word of advice. It's really, really hot in Arizona. It was 116 a couple of weeks ago when I was there, and so pack some shorts.
Well, it was 99 on the scrimmage day here, and I'll tell you a quick short story that back in 91, when Mississippi State hosted Texas in Game 2 of the season, the Longhorns, who practiced on artificial turf out in Austin, yeah, they get pretty hot out there, but they had no humidity. They showed up in Starkville where the conditions have been just as hot, but with our Mississippi humidity, and speaking as a Jones County farm boy, I can attest to Mississippi humidity, having spent many years inside of Sanderson Farms chicken house. But it was you just watching those Longhorns wilt, physically wilt on it. There's a difference. Now, I think the dogs will be fine acclimated. They put in a new strength conditioning program, and they've added an emphasis on speed this year with the addition of a coach specifically for that. I'll say this, having looked at the players as they come off the field, this team isn't fully conditioned, ready to play. They're going to rotate a lot of players to Arizona State. I don't think the conditions in the evening out there are going to prove to be a big issue for State.
Normally, I would say maybe we'll catch up with you when they play Auburn or Alabama, but that's not happening.
It's a shame.
No, I hate it because that's a series that existed since even before I was born, going back to the 40s and all.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you told me I don't have to go to Tuscaloosa this year, I'd say great, because that's, even though it's the shortest trip in the SEC, it's not a fun one. Their press parking is not the most entertaining out there. I do miss going to LSU, if only for the Friday night food, and just because it's the most fun place on earth for a football evening. Yeah, I said that, Mississippi people. There's nothing like it down there. But I get to see Texas. I get to make another trip to Georgia, probably the best college campus in the SEC, maybe the entire South, and some would argue the country. And it's a brutal schedule in a lot of ways, but it's a good test. You play on your toughest games on the road, and you've got a chance to win your games at home. If Jeb Flevy's first team splits the record, goes 6-6, gets to a bowl, it's an unqualified success in my eyes. And this year, you don't know what teams are like because the transfer portal, there's so much guessing games going on everywhere. There's a whole bunch of teams out there, including State. I'll say that. It's one injury away from being a radically different team. So stay healthy, put this offense in action, make a few turnovers happen on defense, and the main thing is just be a fun team this year. And Mississippi State football is back on the right track.
David, thank you so much for taking some time for us. Good luck to the Bulldogs.
Appreciate hearing from you guys.
Thank you,
Yes,
David.
sir. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Thank you to David Murray from Gene's page, 24/7 Sports, covering Mississippi State. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great food, great people, great atmosphere. Go and check them out today. Have a little lunch or dinner. You'll be glad that you did. All right, the 12-team playoff, first time in the history of the world. College football is having a 12-team playoff. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4 and will receive a first-round bye. The 5th conference champion will be seeded where it was ranked, or number 12 if it is outside the top 12.
So it'll be seeded number 12.
Possibly. Yeah. Possibly.
100%.
Non-conference. Hey, it's up to them.
I know, and so therefore they will say.
Non-conference champions ranked in the top 4 will be seeded beginning at number 5. Because of this, the seeding 1 through 12 could look different than the final rankings.
Very true. So who's your 4 champs?
Well, who are going to win the major conferences?
That's
right?
what it comes down to.
So I had Georgia winning the SEC. No, yeah. I have. I don't know about the ACC. I think Florida State, but I don't know.
Could go a lot of ways here. Florida State really may lose that game in Ireland. I'm telling you, Georgia Tech's not bad.
They very good about that. I thought about that today.
You know, you're playing on the road. Long road.
Is Miami good enough to do that?
I don't think so.
Is NC State good enough to do that?
I think so.
I think we'll know pretty early if they'll.
Tennessee and NC State in that game, too.
I think awesome. Ohio State wins the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So, okay, that's 1-2.
Utah, Big 12.
Possible.
Kansas State.
Boy, those are my two those are my two choices.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Utah. I'm going to go Utah, Ohio State, Bama, and I'm going to go NC State because that's my dark horse.
Because you're riding that train.
I'm going to ride that train for a minute. I don't feel great about it, but the more I've heard about Florida State recently, the more I'm like, they just lost too much, you know. And then Clemson, I feel like Clemson could go off the rails pretty early, you know. So
well, I mean, if they go out and get beat by 3 or 4 touchdowns to Georgia,
yeah, things could get dicey.
Yeah, we're talking nosedive.
So then I would see Georgia in the playoffs. I believe I'm going to put Missouri in there right now. And my reasoning there is Missouri's schedule.
This is your 5 through 8.
Yeah. I'm just trying to, I don't know where I'm putting them.
Well, then who's going to be your host?
Oh, my 4 host teams. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know you were going to do all this.
That's why I sprung it on you.
Okay, so you have my first 4, NC State, Utah,
and
Bama,
I'm going
Ohio State.
with Georgia, Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, Florida State, and I'll go Utah.
Okay. So then I've got to pick the teams that are 5 through 8. I'll say I'm tempted to leave Texas out at this point because it seems like everything is setting up so well for Texas, and they've just lost 2 of their top running backs. It's the SEC. They don't know what this is like. Again, they're going to open up with Mississippi State or something and be like, this is nothing. But what they don't understand is, like, everybody's sort of a Mississippi State. Even the bad teams, Mississippi State gets after your butt sometimes. So I'm gonna put Texas in there. I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna put Georgia in there.
Okay.
How many SEC teams can I put in there?
I mean,
I'm not putting.
Look, I don't think it's illegal to put 5 in.
I'm not putting Notre Dame in, and I have seen Texas A&M in some prognostications. I'm not putting them in.
How?
Well, think about it. I mean, if A&M beats Notre Dame that first game they beat Notre Dame, people are going to fall in love with that squad. I'm telling you.
Who cares?
I'm just telling you. And again, they're going to move up. And I'm saying they don't play Alabama. They don't play Oklahoma. Do they play Georgia? Does A&M play Georgia this year? I don't remember.
Not sure.
Okay. Thank you for your help. So regardless, I'm going to go Missouri, Ole Miss, Texas, and Georgia. Missouri, Texas, Ole Miss, and Georgia get in from the SEC.
Okay.
I'm going to say Notre Dame doesn't get in. I'm going to say that.
Well, wait a minute. We'll hold off on that one. And we'll take a break, and I'll think about it, and I'll give you my host teams. And we'll look up Texas A&M schedule. And it's something else that we forgot that we didn't know the other day.
Find Andy's car keys.
All right, well, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Daveville. No appointment needed.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better,
feel better fast.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. Tony Sarah Ford has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Ford and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Right now, valued customers receive up to $4,000 on select 2023 F-150 trucks plus 1.9% APR or a new Bronco Sport for $393 a month plus $750 bonus cash. Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Tony Sarah Ford in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Just one more segment in the first hour of tonight's show. Thank you so much for being with us. We will be joined by Tyler Comas from 24/7 Sports Inside the Rebels, covering the Ole Miss Rebels in the next segment. So be sure to hang on for that. But we are predicting the 12-team playoff. 12-team playoff. You got three different sections here. You got the round one bye. We feel like that'll be some combination of Ohio State, some ACC team. I think Florida State, you said NC State. We both say Utah, right? And whoever wins the SEC. Yeah. The 5 through 8 will be the loser of the SEC title game, more than likely.
Unless that led to 4 losses. So I think that unless it led to 4 losses,
I don't see how that happens.
Well, I mean, if you lost let's say Alabama lost at Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, are you telling me a 3-loss team is going to the SEC title game?
Look, okay, let's take LSU for example. Now, hear me out before you tell me how crazy it is. Let's say LSU loses.
That is crazy. No, okay.
LSU loses against USC and Las Vegas. They lose at home against UCLA, and then they lose one SEC game. They'd go to the title game, I would think, and then they lose to Georgia or Bama, whoever they play in the title game, and that's 4 losses. I don't think they'd get in that way.
I don't think they would either, but I don't
think they're losing to UCLA and USC either.
I have a hard time believing, that they're going to be a 3-loss team in there.
I
think it'd be like a 1-loss versus a 2-loss at worst.
Now, if it is a 2-loss team, here's what gets interesting. If it is a 2-loss team taking on, say, another 2-loss team or a 1-loss team or even a 3-loss team, if the 2-loss team loses, do you punish them and leave them out of the playoffs? I would say probably not. Now, I mean, we're getting way down the rabbit hole here, but that's why I really believe it'll be 4 or 5 SEC teams and 3 or 4 Big Ten teams, and whoever else is left. I mean, you got the ACC champ. I don't think they're getting more than one. You got the Big 12 champ. I don't think they're getting more than one. And then the group of 5, the best group of 5 member. I think that could be Memphis, Boise State, somebody like that. And I could certainly see that. Let's go back to what I was saying. I had NC State, Bama, Ohio State, and Utah. Then go to Missouri because I love their schedule. I mean, their toughest game is at Bama. Now, they can lose that and still be in really good shape if you ask me. Texas, Georgia, Missouri, and Ole Miss. That means 5 SEC teams because those are your 4 at-larges. Then I think in the Big Ten, outside of Ohio State, you get Oregon and Penn State. So then all you have room for is the group of 5. And, I mean, I'll say Memphis. So that leads to the way it would probably fall if I'm doing this is Georgia would probably be the 5. Memphis would be the 12. The 6, it gets interesting, but I'm going to say Oregon, and they would play the 11 seed. Let's make that Missouri. Okay? Then you have the 7 and the 10. I think the 7, let's call it Ole Miss, and let's say the 10 is Penn State. And in my scenario, then you'd have the 8 and 9 would be Texas and
5-9.
5-9? No,
right.
no, 8-9.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
5-12. Texas and somebody.
I was thinking. Okay.
I don't know. I remember who I said.
I don't recall. Was it somebody from?
Did I leave somebody
Oregon?
out? Oh, maybe Penn State. Did I leave out?
I think you said Ole Miss and Penn State.
All right, let's do the counting.
Okay.
I got my 4 champs.
All right.
I got Missouri, Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia.
That's the 5 through.
That's 5. Well, there's not the 5. I'm just telling you the other teams.
Okay.
Then you got Memphis, Oregon, Penn State. I am missing one.
Was
All
it
right.
Oregon?
No, I'm missing one that I just didn't put in. And I guess maybe, shoot, should I go another ACC team? Let's put Florida State there.
Okay.
So all of a sudden you've got Texas and Florida State in your 8-9 game. That is a heck of an 8-9 game.
Yes, it is.
I love that. I think that's all good.
Who's hosting?
Texas.
Okay. I could see maybe in my scenario, if I say the loser, I had Texas and Georgia playing for the SEC, so I would put Texas in that 5 to 8. I think maybe I'd put Oregon in that 5 to 8. I would probably put Alabama in.
Begrudgingly?
I'm not, but just because I think they probably would go 10-2 at worst. Well, I don't know. They could go 9-3, but I think they'll go 10-2.
You can't say I think they'll go 9-3, but I think they'll go 10-2.
No, I said I think they'll go 10-2. I said they can go 9-3. You didn't understand that?
That's not what you said.
Yes, it is. I said they
Play back
could
tape.
go.
Play back
I
tape.
said they could go 9-3.
Run it back.
But I think they'll go 10-2.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Just killing time.
All right. There's one more that I would need to host, but I can't.
Missouri?
Somebody in
Ole
the Big
Miss?
12, maybe.
Somebody from the Big 12?
Maybe Kansas State.
Oh, God, please no.
Well, I mean, if Kansas State's only got one loss and it's to Utah, I mean.
Let's look up Kansas State's schedule, shall we? This will be the
Do you
first
really
series
think
going to be like, are
do
you sure?
really think it's going to be that difficult? They play in the Big 12.
No, I'm just saying, series going to be like, nobody's ever asked me that before. So, all right, Kansas State
I mean,
football.
2 from the Big 12, you got to figure that's probably very legitimate.
I don't know. I don't know if it is or isn't.
Maybe it isn't.
So their schedule is as follows. They open against Tulane in New Orleans. Okay, fun
Good
trip.
test. Good test.
I like that. And then they play Arizona,
who lost their coach.
Yeah, but now Arizona's got some dudes coming back though. Okay,
but do they have a leader?
I don't know if they got a leader or not. I'll have to go. Then they play BYU in Lavelle Edwards Stadium. You know, some people have BYU in the playoffs, by the way.
Some people also didn't BYU go 5-7?
Some people still wear masks in the airport. Okay.
Some people went to see Elvis last week.
And they play Oklahoma State at
that could
home.
be a fun game.
Colorado at Folsom Field in Boulder.
I think they win that one.
Then they play West Virginia in Morgantown.
They better win that one.
Play Kansas at Bill Snyder Stadium.
That's a toss-up.
Houston in Houston.
That's a win.
Arizona State at home.
That should be a win.
Cincinnati at home.
That should be a win.
At Iowa State.
Don't ever look past the
Cyclones.
Yeah,
I had to help you
the
out.
Gene Chizik. I was going to say the Fighting Chiziks, but you beat me. I think they could. I mean, they could win the pack. They could win the Big 12 easily. So who knows? This was a bad idea. No.
Didn't go the way we wanted it.
I know, that's true. You never know. We need to write these down. We could be, one of us could be spot on. We got to take a break. Hopefully we can come back. We'll be joined by Tyler Comas from 24/7 Sports right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Since 1908, many talented tradesmen and women have proudly represented the Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air name. We are grateful for their commitment to excellence, always providing our clients with quality work that we're glad to guarantee with 100% satisfaction. No matter the problem, the Dixie Electric team is here for you, serving the Montgomery and Auburn areas. Thank you for choosing a locally owned company.
For more information, go to calldixie.com.
Call Dixie and it's done.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
At Majestic Caverns, we believe in the power of unforgettable experiences. At a cool 60 degrees year-round, America's most historic caverns guarantees an enjoyable escape. But it doesn't stop there. With over 20 above-ground attractions, including 5 new ones this year, and our Cave Cafe, which offers delicious drinks and plenty of food options. And don't miss our exciting event, Libertas. On June 29th, July 6th, and July 13th, enjoy live entertainment and much more. At Majestic Caverns, your unforgettable adventure awaits.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs, discounted up to $13,750 off. Chevy Equinox with discounts up to $6,000 off. And listen to this, 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, as low as $295 a month. Brand new Chevy Blazer EV, 24 months lease, just $295 a month.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for a little feedback in the studio. Let's see if we can. There we go. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. A lot of great information, great show so far. We are going to continue that and go to the phone line and welcome in a special guest, Tyler Comas from 24/7 Sports Inside the Rebels, covering Ole Miss. Tyler, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Andy. How about yourself? Thanks for having me on today.
Doing really well. Thank you so much for being with us. Talk a little bit about the Ole Miss Rebels. Lane Kiffin in year 5, coming off an 11-win season last year. Jackson Dart back. What's the team looking like so far?
Yeah, I'll start with outside expectations, I guess. I mean, the team's got a win total, I think, of 9.5 set for the season, which isn't really typical for Ole Miss. So that kind of tells you what kind of season people are expecting here. Because, I mean, like you said, it's Lane Kiffin's 5th-year group. He's had the SEC experience under his belt in this new age. He's gone through the ups and downs, a lot of downs. Some good ups, like breaking through, getting to the program's first 11-win season last year, and they kind of just seemed to build off that momentum, as soon as that game ended, honestly, and they brought in the nation's #1 transfer portal class, and then after that Peach Bowl win, they secure returners for another year. That's almost like scoring a 5-star transfer portal player, honestly, like a Trey Harris, like a Jackson Dart. So, I mean, the expectations are definitely high. Anything short of 10 wins, I think, would be considered a failure, just kind of as an overview before we get this season started.
All right, so I think there's a lot of excitement around Ole Miss. I get it. The season ended really well. A lot of reasons to be positive. At the same time, I hate to bring this up to an Ole Miss fan, never been to the SEC title game.
That's right.
Why in the world should people buy in this year? What's going to really make it different?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I mean, and it's not like the SEC got any easier either. But I think what Ole Miss may have going for them is how their schedule sets up this year. I think, according to ESPN, the strength of schedule last year was significantly harder, and nobody really, they kind of overachieved in everybody's eyes with only losing on the road, to Georgia and Alabama in that schedule, and they don't exactly have those games. Yeah, they got an LSU night trip to make, and then they'll host Georgia, which is by no means a gimme either of those weeks. But I think we'll learn a lot about this team. It could be earlier. I think those 2 weeks in particular will tell you a lot about this group. But squarely, if they can't beat LSU, they're not going to an SEC title. They're not sniffing that.
So Jackson Dart comes back, and you see all this talk about obviously Carson Beck. Missouri's quarterback situation is very nice. Alabama's got Jalen Milroe. A lot of people are in love with what's happening down at LSU in their quarterback room. Do you feel like Jackson Dart can make a move and be a sleeper for the Heisman?
I do. I think he's one of the most experienced SEC quarterbacks. I think he's one of two to throw for 6,000. But I think he's going to have like some type of moment at a Baton Rouge at night, or against a Georgia at home or something like that. But I think the weapons around him, I think it is set up really nicely for him to, especially on the stat sheet, look really good. Maybe he's not asked to do a whole lot in the type of offense, one read kind of offense that he runs. But he doesn't have to do too much with the Juice Wells, a Trey Harris, Caden Prescorn, and a Jordan Watkins around him. And one thing they really wanted to address this offseason was the offensive line, because their offense, was good last year, really good. But they still had areas where they, where they needed to improve badly in order to compete with an Alabama or a Georgia in the fourth quarter of the game. So I think there is a chance for him to open up as a Heisman winner, but it'll be easier said than done.
It's obviously kind of a new world in college football with everything changing a little bit, and we're all kind of finding our way to some degree a little bit. But it's obvious Lane Kiffin has, people call him the king of the portal, for a reason. You mentioned it. That seems to be his avenue for bringing in the most amount of talent, because the rankings and the recruiting rankings don't seem to match up with some of the higher end of the SEC. Do Ole Miss fans look at that and say, okay, the results speak for themselves, or is there any concern about that's the way we're building the program?
There's a little talk about it, I think. I think a lot of fans are still I think they're pointing it out, but they are waiting for the results of this season. I think that's one of many reasons why this season's so crucial for Ole Miss, because, you see the way this team was constructed. Obviously, like you said, portal heavy, and the recruiting rankings don't even, really compare when you're looking at high school recruiting to transfer recruiting for Ole Miss. But if they get to where they want to go, and I think that's at least winning a playoff game. I think you could consider their season a success, and if they manage to do that, I think people are going to continue to trust the way I guess Lane Kiffin's continued to adapt to this new world, and I guess that's why Ole Miss is in the position they are this year. But it could definitely blow up in his face if things don't work out how they think they will this year.
How hard was it to swallow Judkins transferring to Ohio State? Because, it seemed like Ole Miss, look, I don't want to say they did him any favors, but, the in-state schools weren't really giving him much of a shot. Ole Miss certainly puts a lot of stock into him. He goes to Ole Miss. He performs very, very well. His name's out there. He's playing in the SEC. And then all of a sudden he up and leaves for Ohio State. How did that make you feel?
I mean, I think, based on the things I've heard, I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there, and I think there was just always a lot of talk throughout the season where, Judkins maybe wasn't maybe the most team first guy in the locker room, and I think that rubbed people wrongly in the locker room as well, and you saw that kind of play out in the Peach Bowl. There were kind of a couple clips where his offensive line teammates wouldn't even pick him up off the ground after a tackle, and there was another instance where Jackson calls a timeout on his own in the middle of the game and tells Lane to get Judkins out of there. I don't know what he was saying on the field. That'll maybe never come out, but I mean, I know that the situation just didn't. It got to a point where I think both parties kind of had to split their ways, and there's no doubt they're. I mean, one of the biggest questions, no doubt, this season is going to be how they replace that production, because if that guy stays another year, I mean, I don't have any doubt. I think his jersey gets retired. That's how good he was for Ole Miss. But I think they used that to their advantage a little bit and figured that they could use that extra spending money on an offensive line and go running back by committee. And I think they feel really good about their returning scholarship running back, Ulysses Bentley, the fourth. He actually averaged the most yards per carry on last year's team, and but they're going to go more of a rotational attack, but he'll be the headliner this year.
I'm going to tell you something. We had the Mississippi State guy on last segment, and I said I thought one of the biggest crimes in the schedule was that Alabama and Mississippi State don't play each other because they're the two closest geographically. I think the biggest crime of all, though, was the fact Ole Miss and Auburn don't play each other. I think that's just borderline insane, given the Hugh Freeze crossover, the Lane Kiffin stuff, just the history between the two programs, Tommy Tuberville, just whatever you want. Not having Auburn play Ole Miss after all these years and all this history and all this drama, I think is just flat stupid.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, just even in the last few years, ever since they hired Lane, too, the games have just been incredible and down to the wire.
Yeah, and Lane has a way of trying really hard to pick it, especially Auburn people on Twitter, and it makes for a fun week. And I just don't understand. Again, the SEC probably had some computer, some algorithm that picked everything the way it was supposed to be picked. But I would have put a caveat in there, make sure that Auburn and Ole Miss play each other.
Absolutely.
Tyler,
I don't think anyone would blame you for that. How did the Auburn fans feel about that?
Well, I think they were disappointed. There's no question about it. They had kind of grown fond of it. As much as people like to complain about stuff like that, and they complain. I think somebody asked Lane at media days, "Why do you, tweet so much about Auburn?" And he was just like, I'm not even sure if he's aware of it, but it is funny. And that series does go back a long way. And we were talking again to Mississippi State, Auburn and Alabama. Neither played Mississippi State either. I look forward to those games every year, but they'll come around again. So I guess
yes, they will.
Just got to be patient. Tyler, thank you so much for taking some time for us tonight. Great job. Wish you guys the best of luck the rest of the season.
Thanks so much for having me on, Andy.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Maybe we can catch up a little later down the road.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Welcome back, or no welcome back. We got to go to break, and then we'll welcome you back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Now at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, the full-size GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to a giant $15,000 off. GMC Canyons with plenty of power and excellent towing ability, up to $5,000 off. And the roomy and enjoyable compact SUV, the popular GMC Terrains, up to $6,750 off.
Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us, and thanks to Tyler Comas. Great job. Very good information there. Always, everybody just likes to talk football. And, I mean, you're getting to the time of year where you just nonstop talk about football. So, Mississippi State Bulldogs, Ole Miss Rebels. I think we both had Mississippi State in the bottom 3 of the SEC this year, somewhere in there. You still,
I'm tempted to put them lower.
Do you have any belief in Jeff Lebby, or do you think because there's some, every time you go from a guy like Zach Arnett to Jeff Lebby, and you'd say, well, normally in a situation like that, you'd say, well, this team's not built to play Jeff Lebby style. Well, it wasn't built to play Zach Arnett style because it was built to play Jeff Lebby style. So the pieces are still there. If he's a brilliant coach, he comes. I don't know what they're doing.
No, I disagree with that, and here's why. I look at all you got to look at is Alabama 2007. That team had some good wins, but they also ran out of gas because they weren't used to the longevity of it, the fourth quarter program aspect of Alabama football. They were used to. I mean, it was easy for them.
You say 2007?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when Nick Saban got to Bama.
I am aware.
And
But he wasn't coming off a one-year coach.
he was coming off a Mike Shula, which was.
I understand that, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you had decent success with Mike Leach, and you had built a program to do the run and shoot, and then you have just 1 year blip in between. So, I mean, I'm just saying the pieces, as far as the players, should be there to play that style.
I don't know. I think it's going to take him even longer because, again, Mike Leach. See, it's not just about the style; it's also about the culture. Mike Leach's culture was just kind of odd and off the wall. I don't even know what it was, frankly. And then Arnett's, we don't even. Boy, if Zach Arnett walked in this studio, we'd be like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" I mean, it's no offense.
Hey, you here to clean up?
But I mean, we don't know him. I mean, we didn't know him when he was there.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know what I heard everybody say after media days?
What?
Man, that guy's a great speaker. He did.
Arnett?
Yes, he did. I like that guy. He did a great job.
You sure they didn't see Patricia Arquette or something else that rhymed with Arnett?
It was brief, I'll say.
You know, and Jeff Lebby may be great, and I appreciate our guest and his enthusiasm. Everybody should have enthusiasm right now. We're all undefeated.
That's true.
Have enthusiasm right now. I mean, go for it. It's fine. But I think
they beat Arkansas last year,
and it is so much easier for us to sit here from, a couple hundred miles away and say, we don't believe in you. But it's also easy to do it when Mississippi State's been to the SEC title game once in '97. Ole Miss has never been there. So, again, I think the question is valid. I wasn't trying to.
It was 98.
Was it 98? It was 98. Yeah, 97 was Auburn and Tennessee.
They should have gone in 97, but they lost.
Yeah, that's right. So
they lost to Ole Miss in the last game.
So my point is this: the question that I asked him,
thanks to Tommy Tuberville.
Why should we
going for two?
Why should we believe in him now? I think, I'm glad he handled it so well. There could be people that took offense to it, and are certain beat writers. But he sort of has a good question. I don't know, and it is right because even when Ole Miss had it in the bag, essentially all you had to do was beat Arkansas in 2015, and they don't.
All you got to do in 2003 is kick a field goal against LSU with the best kicker in the league. It's like a 40-yard field goal.
I thought it was less than that. I thought it was in 30s. I really did.
It may have been 30. It may have been 38. Just blew it. I mean, all you got to do if you're Hugh Freeze, when Hunter Henry just throws the ball backwards, is tackle somebody or recover the fumble, and they pick it up and run.
That play, man, I'll tell you that.
That is by far so much more bizarre than what happened in the kick six. That play right there is the most bizarre.
No, that's one of the more bizarre of all time. Yeah, I mean,
that's more unlikely than the Cal thing, Cal Stanford thing. I mean, that you.
Well, the band was out on the field for Cal Stanford.
I get it, but I mean, the kid. I mean, he didn't lateral it. He just threw it back.
Threw it. The wherewithal to be able to throw it in a certain direction without hitting your own helmet. I mean, you're throwing it backwards, you're falling backwards.
He didn't even look.
Look, I'm forever indebted to him. It worked out great.
Yeah.
But now, for all the Ole Miss people say we were so unlucky, that same year, you do realize you went to Tuscaloosa, Alabama had 5 turnovers, you had none, and you scored a touchdown when your quarterback was essentially horizontal, throwing the ball, and it bounced off a helmet into the waiting arms of said receiver. So luck goes both ways. And that again, that's why the SEC is the SEC, though, right? I mean, you have that. You could even think back to the Kentucky game where Kentucky had Nick Saban beaten, and they throw a Hail Mary right at the last second. They had already given the Kentucky coach, whose name escapes me right now, given him the bath.
Guy Morris.
Guy Morris, yeah. They had given him the Gatorade bath. I mean, the Kentucky Arkansas game that went to 7
students were on the field.
Yeah. I mean, there have been some unbelievable moments in the SEC. They don't even involve Alabama and Auburn, but they do seem to involve Arkansas.
Have you ever seen the kick in the Egg Bowl, the field goal kick, that go from like 20 yards that goes up and just stops in midair?
Yeah.
Against the wind?
Yeah.
That's the most bizarre thing. I mean, you're like, what in the – it's like I'm come to see David Copperfield or something. But anyway, we got to go to break. Chances Ole Miss makes the playoff.
I mean, I'm going to give it 50-50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's 50. I mean, their
Say
schedule
30%.
Well, think about this. Their schedule, Georgia at home. Yeah, they have to go to LSU, but and I'm not anti-LSU at all. I know LSU fans are typically anti-Alabama. I'm not anti-LSU. I'm fine with LSU. But I swear I think Ole Miss is better than they are this year. And I just think they're going to go down there and win.
We'll find out. All right, 50% chance they make the playoff.
Wow. Again, it's all about the schedule, man.
Okay. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only about 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. It has flown by. Thank you so much. For all of you out there being with us, 256-234-6221. Apparently this segment brought to you by Jack State.
Can I give you a segment that's off the rails a little bit?
Why not?
Well, I don't
like we were ever on.
You know, the Olympics over, fine. I know the Olympics rubbed some people the wrong way. They came back and said, it wasn't a shot at this, it wasn't a shot at that. We weren't trying to be, political or anti-religious. Okay. And whatever, okay, whatever you believe on that. But I do have a problem, even though I enjoy fun.
He's a fun guy.
But the breakdancing thing, it's already stupid to have it in the Olympics. I mean, can we mostly all admit that? I mean, it's funny in theory. I mean, in theory, you're like, okay, it's great. But in theory, communism works, So it's not going to work in practice, right? So Australia sends this woman who's named Reagan to go up there.
Ray Gun?
Her name was Ray Gun. Like, pew, pew.
Okay.
You didn't see this?
No.
You have not seen Ray Guns?
I saw very little of the
You haven't seen, she's been the whole thing.
I'm not.
Well, she does breakdancing. She goes 0 for 3 in her breakdancing competitions.
Oh, no.
And if I show you the video, you'll be like, what is she doing? It was almost like bad, comical, interpretive dance.
Did she
versus
spin on her head?
A little.
Little. Okay.
I'm not sure it was purposeful, but she did a little kangaroo thing, and there's some, and she came out the other day with a video, and was talking about how much hate mail she's got. She's gotten some support stuff, but also some hate mail because, you took the spot from somebody who deserved it and whatever. Look, here's my thing. If you're gonna do the Olympics, and let's take it seriously, let's make it real. And if you're going to drug test everybody to kingdom come, you're obviously taking it pretty serious.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do breakdancing, let's get breakdancers up there. I don't need somebody from Australia named Ray Gun who comes out and does her kangaroo on meth dance. And it irritated me because, look, I'm not trying to say you took a spot from a deserving breakdancer because I don't even know what that is.
I don't think
But what I'm saying is, don't tell me to take this stuff so seriously that we're drug testing the swimmers and we're making sure that they didn't overshave their legs or whatever. I mean, they check everything, right? And then you just let somebody in a windsuit come out and breakdance. It irritated me in the sense that I can't believe y'all still want me to take this seriously when you allowed this to happen. Quit doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And that. I don't know if anybody else felt that way.
Do they vote in what sports make? Because, they kicked out softball.
Well,
everybody loves softball.
Well, here's the funny thing. They're not doing breakdancing when it comes to L.A. It's out. I don't know why. I don't know what the
You mad
criteria.
about that?
Well, no, I'm thinking if you're going to do breakdancing, do it in a place that's known for breakdancing.
Let's not do it either way.
Let's not do it. But, okay, I'm with you on the not doing it. But if we're going to do it, when I think breakdancing, when I think Paris, I don't think the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, the River Seine. I don't think breakdancing. I think overpriced.
They do
croissants. I think
they do some weird
little
stuff
deodorant.
in
What?
Europe.
What?
They do some weird stuff in Europe.
I know, but they don't breakdance.
I know. Well, look.
And when I think Australia, I definitely don't think breakdance.
That's true. But I went to. Had the good fortune. I went to Germany when I was in high school during spring break, and going around, just walking around the city, like there's people. They have a lot of street performers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy, and he was, best I remember, he was painted blue, and he was in a big trench coat. His head was painted blue, and he stood there like a statue, and you could have sworn he was a statue. But every so often, like on the hour, he would do like the robot, break. I think that's probably considered some sort of break.
That's also New Orleans.
And he would just kind of, and it would. So I get okay.
Wait a minute.
That may be part of it.
What the hell does that have to do with?
I'm saying he was breakdancing. I'm saying they do that.
No, that's not.
It's
the
like
robot.
a popular thing.
You can incorporate the robot.
They do it
into
more. You're saying it's like born in California. I'm saying they do it everywhere.
Okay, and again, that's fine. If your argument is breakdancing is now a worldwide phenomenon, I would say, first of all, welcome to 1984, and we're now in 2024. But the second thing I'd say is, okay, that's fine. Then take it seriously. Don't invite Ray Gun to come up here. Just don't. You couldn't. She has a degree in cultural dances
There's no such thing.
I agree. And she probably wants her loan forgiven.
I'm sure.
But my point is, if you took out a loan to get a degree in anything related educationally to breakdancing, I don't feel like taxpayers should have to pay that.
In the gold medal, what's it worth?
But she didn't get to. That's the whole thing. She didn't get a gold medal, a silver medal.
She seems like the type that would steal it.
Well, the whole sob story about, I've gotten so much hate mail. Of course you have. When you make a mockery of something that is as traditional as this, just like
And I hope by that you mean the Olympics.
Well, same thing. When you are the Olympics and people interpret what you do as a mockery, even if that wasn't the intent, even if it was something completely different, I'll buy the story. But the way the story was told was poor, and so, yeah, you're going to get some hate mail for that. I'm very sorry. If you're Ray Gun and you have a degree in level 4 breakdancing, whatever. I don't know. How many levels do you think they go to?
Look, stop. Don't put anything with the word dance. Water dancing, ice dancing, it's all out. Stop it. Get it out of the Olympics.
What was the thing
that
Lord of the
has
Dance?
nothing to do.
Lord of the
I'm
Dance
not
is
saying
pretty
it. Michael Flatley.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying. I appreciate Dancing with the Stars, one of the most popular shows on TV. I appreciate that. It looks very difficult. It's not a sport. Get it out. I don't want anything with dancing in the Olympics.
Well, look, okay, so
I want
synchronized
people
swimming.
fighting. Yes.
Okay, I'm down with that.
I want people fighting each other to the death.
Again, I'm down with everything that you're saying. They had skateboarding. I'm like, we don't need skateboard.
No,
I mean, that's
we
what the
don't
X
need
Games are for.
Next thing,
They have a whole thing for it.
skateboard dancing.
Skateboard breakdancing.
Good.
Now, look, again, I didn't watch a ton of the Olympics. I don't really care. I'm glad America won a bunch, and I'm glad the basketball team didn't blow it. They almost did. I'm glad that we got apparently some good swimmers and whatever else. Okay, great.
Replace it with sumo wrestling.
I'm really impressed with our track and field teams. We're badasses, okay? But the breakdancing thing, if you're not going to have people that take it seriously and make me want to watch, just take it out. Just take it out. Why would the Olympics want somebody that makes a mockery of them? That's what I didn't understand.
The only thing worse than people that don't take it seriously would be people that do take it seriously.
No, I can buy that. But, Andy, see, that's SEC stuff. And Olympics can be SEC level passion. If you're telling me, man, I've followed competitive breakdancing since I was a little kid. My dad used to take me to, the park and Rucker Park, and they'd be breakdancing while they're playing basketball, whatever. Okay, I could buy that. But if you tell me, hey, I really love breakdancing, and I can't wait to go to the Olympics, wink, wink, I'd either have it and be competitive or don't have it.
The only way I accept it into the Olympics, if you do it in the winter and you combine it with curling, and you're down there at the end breakdancing, and they're throwing the stones at you, and you got to kind of jump and flip and get out of the way. That's the only way.
There's got to be some kind of repercussion. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I feel like if you do, maybe we should bring back stoning
or maybe
altogether.
darts or the archery. And you're breakdancing while they're shooting arrows at you.
I think you brought up a good. We should just bring back stoning.
Could be. We could go that way. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rates. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
At Team One Hyundai, it's the Summer Savings Sales Event. All new Hyundais will be sold at employee pricing, plus an unheard of $1,000 bonus for your trade-in. See our huge selection of new and pre-owned inventory at team1hyundai.com. Don't miss the summer savings with employee pricing, plus a $1,000 bonus for your trade. Team One Hyundai of Gadsden, where the experience exceeds your expectations.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dayton. 256-825-4827.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SUSCC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Announcing Camping World's Inflation Buster camping program. You can now get into a new RV starting at just $98 a month. We won't let the economy steal your camping season. Take advantage of this very limited time offer and lock in your low monthly payment today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, kind of closing things out. Only a couple of more segments left in tonight's show. Champion. Maybe we need a little reverberation.
Feedback. There we go.
There we go. Look, championship matchup. It was between Jeremy from Pearl Jam
and Ray Gun
and under the bridge from Red Hot Chili Peppers. To be perfectly honest, I would have voted for Under the Bridge in that scenario. I listened to them both back to back. I do believe it was the superior song, but by popular demand, the people have spoken. Jeremy by Pearl Jam, the greatest alt-rock song of the 90s.
This is kind of interesting. Like 2 nights ago, my wife said to me, friend of mine has asked for a girls' trip to Chicago next Thursday night to go see Pearl Jam and come right back Friday.
Really?
And I just said, okay.
Why would you want to do that? Right?
There's so many things wrong with that sentence for me, for me to do it. But whatever, if you want to do it, I'm go for it. I mean, I hope she goes. I hope it works out. I hope it's great. She loves concerts. Pearl Jam was a thing. I don't really need to see him or anything, and I don't want to go to Chicago, so it works out. I'll stay at the house. I'll babysit.
I very much like Pearl Jam when I'm in the mood. They're not something I would listen to every day, but if I'm in the mood for it, I really like it. But anyway, you were adamant and ejected them early.
I sent them
this was like round 2 that you said, no, they're not going to.
They were Purdue 2 years ago to me.
Yeah.
And the number 1 seed. It's fine. I mean, the song's fine, but I don't think if Jeremy, whenever it came on, I was ever like, oh, Jeremy's on, y'all about to be real quiet.
No,
you know.
I would have picked Alive. That would have been one of my. I would like that better, but this is not based on my opinion. So, all right, it has come down to this. Our championship song, it has been whittled down to 2. Santa Monica by Everclear versus Let Her Cry, Hootie and the Blowfish. Hootie and the Blowfish, no doubt, the more popular song.
Oh, without more
sold
popular
more
group.
albums. They were probably very memorable video.
I quit watching videos by then.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, MTV was probably still pretty in its heyday.
I don't know about heyday, but it was.
But they hadn't killed it yet.
Yeah, well, they still were doing music videos.
Yeah.
I'd say
if only I had a veto.
Look, I'm going. I totally recognize Hootie and the Blowfish is bigger. If you said you can have a ticket to see Santa Monica, or Everclear or Hootie and Blowfish, I'm going to see Hootie and Blowfish every time. But I'm going Santa Monica here. I just like the song more. It has also dawned on me, didn't Everclear, they did Father of Mine They also did Wonderful, right?
I think.
Didn't they do Wonderful too?
I'm not sure.
Everything is wonderful now, which was about parents getting divorced.
Okay.
It seemed like they had a pretty rough childhood.
Yeah. Well, his dad left him early.
Yeah.
He's the only white boy in a black neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's not.
So did he get a birthday card with a $5 bill? But anyway, I'm going to Santa Monica.
Heroin addict, apparently. And he was a heroin addict, apparently. So, but it all worked out.
I don't know why that made me laugh.
But it all worked out. So,
laughed harder than that. I did it ray gun.
I started thinking about this afternoon. And this is how boring my life is. I'm thinking about this afternoon. But Let Her Cry would have been good. It would have been good in 1988. It would have been good in 1994. It would have been good in. I mean, it's just one of those good songs. But man, I mean, there was a time, the 90s, if you were alive during that time and you were a teenager or a young adult, there was just something about that music. And this song kind of perfectly encapsulates the 90s to me. And I am 100% behind you. Santa Monica.
No, I'm with you.
Everclear.
I had a friend of mine a long time ago, one of my roommates from Indian Springs. He was a music guy. I wasn't a music guy. I just wanted to play basketball and talk about SEC football. That's all I wanted to do. And he was a big Prince fan. And, this was a sort of an artsy kind of guy. And he was a little bit out there, and I was sort of clean cut. I had the same haircut I got right now. I always wore T-shirts with sports stuff on it. He always had something funky and, chains connected to different places and leather jackets and stuff. But I think we sort of, influenced one another in the sense that, like, I know he influenced me because I was like, yeah, wait a minute. He started playing some Prince songs I'd even heard of. I'd heard of Purple Rain. I'd heard of When Doves Cry. But when he started playing some other stuff and he just played it over and over again, back then, in your dorm room, you didn't have a TV. You had, you were hopefully you had a CD player, but you probably had cassette tapes. And he just played stuff over and over again, and finally it started sinking in. I was like, okay, I'm digging some of this. But he said something to me, and he knew music a lot more than I did. And he said the thing he loved about Prince was that in any era, he would be good. He would figure out a way to make it be good for that particular era and maybe even set the tone for that era. And I think that's how you define good music is is it universal? Some of these songs that were good, Ice Ice Baby, I mean, it's a parody of itself now. It's sort of lapped back over into being relevant. Yeah. But it was so hard-hitting at the time. Now it's so dumb to think. I remember when NC Hammer was rapping, we were like, nobody could possibly hit harder than this. This is the hardest anybody could ever rap.
I'm not sure anybody said that.
Okay, I might be overstating it. But I'm saying, like, at the time, people... And
a white guy said that.
Yeah, it was a white guy saying it. But... then you get into, NWA and some other stuff, and I'm like, okay, that was a little bit harder. Two Live Crew, that was a little bit harder. But, speaking on that, like, there's some old school rap, like Children's Story by Slick Rick, I Got It Made by Special Ed. Like, those, I swear to God, those songs would be good today. Yeah. And so it's like a lot of Run DMC songs would be good today, even though they're so easy. Like, people have got, Eminem's taking it to some kind of ridiculous level, and Kendrick Lamar and all that. But, like, some of these dudes, some of the beginning stuff, even as simple as it was, some of the early Beatles stuff, as simple as it was, it'd be good whenever.
Yeah.
That's what a good song, and Santa Monica's that way. Now, there are some aspects of it that made it particularly 90s, but Let Her Cry's that way, too, and that's why I think it's a close game. I think it goes into overtime. But Everclear kicked
shot
the
at the buzzer. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, you were doing basketball.
Yeah.
Extra innings? Should we do that?
It's okay. Well, this was a bracket.
Everclear started with a man on second?
This was a bracket style. But anyway. All right. Santa Monica by Everclear, the greatest song of the 90s as far as we're concerned. And we might do.
Are you going to send them a trophy or a plaque or
actually.
A certificate?
A commemorative ribbon.
We need to send them an autographed picture, just you and me.
Yeah. I think that's probably, can you imagine?
Please, God, we got to do that.
What's his name? Alexis.
Alexis.
He's got
the
like
soccer guy?
No, he's got like a Greek name, the leader of Everclear.
Oh, I don't know the leader
I can't
of
remember
Everclear.
it. I can't remember his name. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll be back with one final segment right after this.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care, open 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. A short segment to close things out. Do a little rank 'em. Hadn't done this, I don't think, in last week. Fred Thompson, born on this day, or born yesterday, actually, 1942, alive or dead? Do you know who Fred Thompson
Yeah,
is?
he was on Law and Order forever.
Yeah, he's dead.
That's how he's dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
It seems like he should be dead. He was a senator, too, right?
He was a senator from the great state of Tennessee. Did you know he was born in Sheffield, Alabama?
I did, and the reason I know that, in one of the Law and Order episodes, they talk about such law of 19, whatever it was, and he goes, yeah, that's the day Bear Bryant was born.
Ah, how about that? Die Hard 2. He were in the airport.
He was in the airport. He was him and the older black guy that like helped Bruce Willis out a lot.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the early Die Hards were awesome. The older ones, I can leave them, but the early Die Hards, even that second one with Dennis Franz.
Second one was really good.
Dennis Franz as the cop, that sort of
like a rent-a-cop.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder. He played.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? Everybody loves Days of Thunder. I just didn't.
Too.
Huh?
I like it too.
It's fine. I mean,
it's better. It's better than fine, but it's not like
world
class. No Way Out. You remember that one?
I do.
Kevin Costner. That's a really
that's a good movie, but I don't remember what he played.
He played like the head of the CIA.
Okay. He's always the head of something. Yeah.
In Defiant of Fire. He was worked for the Secret Service or something. Necessary Roughness. He was like the dean of the school.
Oh God, he would have been. He should have been the
school.
coach.
Yeah, that would have been.
The coach was actually really good, and who was the Italian guy that was on The Sopranos that was the defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
God, that movie is so good.
It is good. Well, it's got Kathy Ireland in it. Anything with her in it's good for me.
Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula. What is his name? Lou. Golly, that's gonna drive me crazy. He's a good actor, though. I like
the Italian guy that died. Yeah, he's dead.
He comes in there and he says, we got to do this and this, and then he tried to be real calm, and he just goes berserk.
Yeah, he just takes his
and then
towel.
he just cusses great. Then he says, "Let us pray."
Yeah.
All right, quickly, Robert Plant. Oh, great.
Yeah, he's good.
Dazed and Confused, Kashmir, When the Levee Breaks, Whole Lot of Love, Immigrant Song. You're not a Led Zeppelin fan.
I mean, that's fine.
They're great. They're not fine. They're great. All right, that's going to wrap it up. He is Luke Robinson. I'm Andy Graham. Have a great week, everybody. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance, with a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners. They honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Dadeville. No appointment needed.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know the only thing hotter than the summer on the lake is the hot incentives with all Mahindra tractors and farm implements and tough Spartan mowers. Right now, get the year's hottest deals on Mahindra with financing up to 84 months or 0%. Speaking of zero, see the huge selection of zero-turn Spartan mowers with 0% interest, financing up to 60 months. See the lake's authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer, Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, for deals that sizzle all season long.